Hi folks, it's Richard from Inclusive Driving. If you sometimes struggle to remember which way to turn the steering wheel when you're reversing, then this video is for you. It gives you one of my secret tips on how to do it from my book, The Upside Down Driving Instructor, available on Amazon, hint hint. And it gives you a different perspective and a different way to think about how to control the car when you're reversing. So this is with one full turn of the steering wheel, and we try and keep it exactly the same lock all the way around. What you'll notice if you look in the bottom left hand view of the wheel, it passes through the parking space on the opposite side. And that's generally why the 3-line method taught by many driving instructors generally works. And not surprisingly, we go full circle and we end up back in exactly the same place. Now watch what happens if we reverse with the same amount of lock, one full turn of the steering wheel. I am going slower than before. That's because I've got a duty of care to check my surroundings, and doing that while I'm reversing is a little bit more difficult. So I am going slower than before. In a moment you'll notice that again we pass through another complete parking space. There it is. That was just pausing to check my surroundings again. And we end up exactly where we started again. So it doesn't matter if we're going forwards or backwards. The car will always go round a complete circle and it will take exactly the same path each time. We've just adjusted the steering wheel to full lock, so I can't turn the steering wheel any tighter now. Of course, it now draws a smaller circle. And because it's a smaller circle, it doesn't take as long to do. And lo and behold, we end up in exactly the same place that we started. So it's probably no surprise that if we do that in reverse, we're going to do exactly the same circle as before, a smaller circle, because we've now got full lock, but the car is going to retrace its steps exactly as it did when it was going forwards with full lock on the steering wheel. Now I know by now it's not that interesting to watch, but just bear with me. You're going to see, surprise, surprise, the car is going to end up exactly in the position where it started. Just like that. Now I did record a quarter turn of the steering wheel and half a turn of the steering wheel, which is on the screen now. Don't bother watching it, it's not that interesting. The takeaway point of this is a useful visualization to help you remember which way to turn the steering wheel and how much to turn the steering wheel when you're reversing into parking bays. Incidentally, if you are watching the video at this point, quarter turn of the steering wheel drove me into that lamppost, so I couldn't do a full circle, but we did reverse. So instead of thinking about where you want the back of the car to go and where the front of the car is going to go as a side effect of that, think about it differently. Think about which side of the car do I want to draw a circle and how big do I need that circle to be? So reversing into a parking bay, if you're using the 3-line method, it's going to be kind of a quarter turn of the circle. When you're doing a parallel park, you're drawing a circle on the left-hand side of the car, so you're steering to the left. Possibly you're doing a short straight line section, and then you're drawing a circle on the right-hand side of the car, so you're steering to the right. So think of it that way. Which side of the car do I want to draw a circle, and how big does that circle need to be? The bigger the circle, the less you turn the steering wheel. The smaller and tighter the circle, the more you turn the steering wheel. Well, I'll leave you to watch the rest of this video if you really want to. Congratulations for getting this far, and I'll see you on another video very soon. Now, if you are still watching at this point, congratulations. You're going to see that because we took a much longer circuit with a quarter turn of the steering wheel, and because I was having more difficulty keeping the speed exactly the same going reverse and forwards, we don't end up in exactly the same place. It's pretty close. So this just shows the idea of the circle at low speeds and over short distances, the car takes exactly the same path. Over longer distances, it's not quite there. If you did make it this far, please put the word hello in the comments. Bye for now.